Welcome to our video, CC Video 1000 Deadliest Supervolcano Eruption in History. Today, we will explore some of the most catastrophic volcanic eruptions that have shaped our planet. From the ancient and powerful Toba eruption in Indonesia to the more recent eruptions at Yellowstone, each event tells a story of geological force and devastation. Join us as we delve into the science behind these supervolcanoes and examine their impact on our world throughout history. Get ready to witness nature's fury like never before. 1. Toba Eruption, Sumatra, Indonesia. Around 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano erupted, expelling an estimated 2,800 cubic kilometers of material. This event is thought to have caused a significant reduction in human population, possibly down to just a few thousand individuals, leading to a genetic bottleneck. 2. Yellowstone supereruptions, Wyoming, USA. Yellowstone has experienced several supereruptions, with the most notable occurring 2.1 million, 1.3 million, and 640,000 years ago. The first of these was particularly massive, expelling around 2,450 cubic kilometers of volcanic material, significantly altering the North American landscape and climate. 3. Oruanui Eruption, Taupo, New Zealand. About 26,500 years ago, Taupo volcano unleashed the Oruanui eruption, the most recent VEI-8 event. This eruption left behind a caldera that now holds Lake Taupo, one of the largest lakes in New Zealand, and it had profound effects on the local and possibly global climate. 4. La Garita Caldera, Colorado, USA. The eruption that formed the La Garita caldera about 27.8 million years ago is one of the largest known, with estimates of 5,000 cubic kilometers of material ejected. This event dwarfs even the largest Yellowstone eruptions in volume. 5. Cerro Galón, Argentina. Approximately 2.2 million years ago, the Cerro Galón caldera in Argentina erupted, releasing about 1,050 cubic kilometers of material. This eruption created one of the largest known calderas on Earth, showcasing the immense power of these geological phenomena. 6. Whakamaru Eruption, Taupo volcanic zone, New Zealand. The Whakamaru eruption, which occurred around 340,000 years ago, is another massive event from the Taupo volcanic zone, with an estimated 1,400 cubic kilometers of tephra. This eruption contributed to the formation of the vast ignimbrite plateau, a testament to its scale. 7. Huckleberry Ridge Tuff, Yellowstone, USA. The oldest of the three major Yellowstone eruptions, this event 2.1 million years ago, is known for its Huckleberry Ridge Tuff, with over 2,450 cubic kilometers of material expelled. It was a pivotal event in the geological history of North America. 8. Youngest Toba Tuff, Sumatra, Indonesia. This eruption, part of the Toba event, specifically refers to the youngest major eruption approximately 74,000 years ago. It's notable for the release of about 2,500 to 3,000 cubic kilometers of tephra, influencing global climate and possibly human evolution. 9. Gray's Landing Supereruption, Idaho, USA. About 8.7 million years ago, the Gray's Landing supereruption in Idaho was one of the largest in Yellowstone's history, with an estimated 2,800 cubic kilometers of volcanic material. This event is part of the long history of supervolcanic activity in the region. 10. Pastos Grandes Caldera, Bolivia. This supervolcano erupted around 2.9 million years ago, releasing more than 820 cubic kilometers of ignimbrite. The event significantly altered the Altiplano Puna volcanic complex landscape. 11. La Pacana Eruption, Andes, Chile. Approximately 4 million years ago, the La Pacana caldera in the Andes Mountains erupted, releasing about 2,500 cubic kilometers of material. This event significantly shaped the Altiplano Puna volcanic complex. 12. Mangakino Eruption, North Island, New Zealand. Around 1.08 million years ago, the Mangakino caldera produced the Kidnappers eruption, ejecting approximately 1,200 cubic kilometers of material. This eruption contributed to the development of the Taup volcanic zone. 13. Lava Creek Eruption, Yellowstone, USA. Approximately 640,000 years ago, Yellowstone experienced the Lava Creek eruption, which expelled about 1,000 cubic kilometers of volcanic material. This event formed the Yellowstone caldera as we know it today. 14. Campanian Ignimbrite Eruption, Campi Flegrei, Italy. Around 39,000 years ago, the Campi Flegrei caldera near Naples erupted, releasing approximately 300 cubic kilometers of material. This eruption is linked to significant climatic cooling and has been suggested to have impacted Neanderthal populations in the region. 15. Mount Mazama Eruption, Oregon, USA. About 7,700 years ago, Mount Mazama erupted, ejecting around 110 cubic kilometers of material. The collapse of the volcano formed Crater Lake, a popular tourist destination today. 16. Kokai Caldera Eruption, Ryukyu Islands, Japan. Approximately 7,300 years ago, the Kokai caldera underwent a massive eruption, releasing about 150 cubic kilometers of material. This event is associated with the Akahoya ash, which has been found across Japan. 17. Mount Tambora Eruption, Sumbawa, Indonesia. In 1815, Mount Tambora erupted with a VEI of 7, ejecting about 160 cubic kilometers of material. This eruption led to the year without a summer in 1816, causing widespread crop failures and famine. 18. Santorini Eruption, Aegean Sea, Greece. Around 3,600 years ago, the Santorini Thera eruption released approximately 60 cubic kilometers of material. This event is linked to the decline of the Minoan civilization and may have inspired the legend of Atlantis. 19. Mount Pinatubo Eruption, Luzon, Philippines. In 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted, ejecting about 10 cubic kilometers of material. The eruption caused global temperatures to drop by about 0.5 degrees Celsius in the following year. 20. Krakatoa Eruption, Sunda Strait, Indonesia. In 1883, Krakatoa erupted with a VEI of 6, releasing approximately 25 cubic kilometers of material. The eruption caused massive tsunamis and led to over 36,000 deaths. 21. Mount St. Helens Eruption, Washington, USA. On May 18, 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted, releasing approximately 1.2 cubic kilometers of ash and rock. The eruption caused massive landslides and pyroclastic flows, resulting in 57 deaths and extensive forest destruction. 22. Eyjafjallajökull Eruption, Iceland. In April 2010, the eruption of Eyjafjallajökull produced an ash cloud that disrupted European air traffic for several days. Although relatively small, the eruption had significant economic impacts on international aviation. 23. Mount Pelée Eruption, Martinique, Caribbean. On May 8, 1902, Mount Pelée erupted, completely destroying the city of Saint-Pierre. Approximately 30,000 people perished due to pyroclastic flows, making it one of the deadliest eruptions of the 20th century. 24. Nevado del Ruiz Eruption, Colombia. On November 13, 1985, the eruption of Nevado del Ruiz led to lahars that buried the town of Armero. About 23,000 people lost their lives, and the town was nearly obliterated. 25. Vesuvius Eruption, Italy. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, burying the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum under ash and pumice. Thousands died, and the cities remained preserved under volcanic material for centuries. 26. Mount Unzen Eruption, Japan. In 1792, Mount Unzen's eruption triggered a massive landslide and tsunami, killing about 15,000 people. It remains the deadliest volcanic disaster in Japanese history. 27. Mount Lamington Eruption, Papua New Guinea. On January 21, 1951, Mount Lamington erupted, resulting in approximately 3,000 deaths. The explosive eruption devastated villages within several kilometers. 28. Mount Agung Eruption, Bali, Indonesia. The 1963 eruption of Mount Agung released large amounts of ash and lava. Over 1,000 people died, and numerous villages were destroyed. 29. Nyiragongo eruption. Democratic Republic of Congo. On January 17, 2002, Mount Nyiragongo erupted, sending lava into the city of Goma. Approximately 250 people died, and over 120,000 were left homeless. 30. Mount Etna eruption. Sicily, Italy. Mount Etna, one of the world's most active volcanoes, had a significant eruption in 1669. The eruption destroyed several villages and reached the city of Catania, causing thousands of deaths. 31. Mount Pinatubo eruption. Luzon, Philippines. In June 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted, ejecting about 10 cubic kilometers of material. The eruption caused global temperatures to drop by approximately 0.5 degrees Celsius in the following year. 32. Krakatoa eruption. Sunda Strait, Indonesia. In August 1883, Krakatoa erupted with a VEI of 6, releasing approximately 25 cubic kilometers of material. The eruption caused massive tsunamis and led to over 36,000 deaths. 33. Novarupta eruption. Alaska, USA. In June 1912, Novarupta erupted, producing the largest volcanic eruption of the 20th century. It released about 13 cubic kilometers of magma and created the Valley of 10,000 Smokes. 34. Mount Tarawera eruption. New Zealand. On June 10, 1886, Mount Tarawera erupted, resulting in the deaths of around 120 people. The eruption destroyed the pink and white terraces, a natural wonder of New Zealand. 35. Santa Maria eruption. Guatemala. In October 1902, Santa Maria volcano erupted violently, ejecting about 8 cubic kilometers of volcanic material. The eruption caused widespread devastation and significant loss of life. 36. Mount Laki eruption. Iceland. In 1783, the Laki fissure eruption released vast amounts of lava and sulfur dioxide, leading to a severe environmental crisis. The resulting famine caused the deaths of approximately 25% of Iceland's population. 37. Mount Huaynaputina eruption. Peru. In 1600, Mount Huaynaputina erupted, producing the largest volcanic explosion in South America's recorded history. The eruption caused global climatic anomalies and led to agricultural failures. 38. Mount Kelad eruption. Indonesia. In 1919, Mount Kelad erupted, causing deadly lahars that resulted in over 5,000 fatalities. The eruption significantly impacted the surrounding regions. 39. Galunggung eruption. Indonesia. In 1982, Mount Galunggung erupted, disrupting air travel after volcanic ash caused engine failure in a commercial jet. The eruption led to the evacuation of thousands of residents. 40. Mount El Chichen eruption. Mexico. In 1982, El Chichen erupted unexpectedly, killing about 2,000 people. The eruption released significant amounts of sulfur dioxide, impacting global climate. 41. Mount Ruiz eruption. Colombia. In 1845, an eruption of Mount Ruiz caused a lahar that resulted in the deaths of over 1,000 people. The volcano remains active and poses a threat to nearby communities. 42. Asama eruption. Japan. In 1783, Mount Asama erupted, causing widespread famine and the deaths of approximately 1,400 people. The eruption had significant environmental and social impacts in Japan. 43. Mount Taal eruption. Philippines. In January 2020, Taal volcano erupted, prompting the evacuation of thousands. The eruption caused widespread ashfall and disrupted daily life in the region. 44. Hekla eruption. Iceland. Mount Hekla, known as the Gateway to Hell, has erupted numerous times, with significant eruptions in 1104 and 1947. The eruptions have caused extensive ashfall and environmental changes. 45. Mount Sakurajima eruption. Japan. Sakurajima is one of Japan's most active volcanoes, with a major eruption in 1914. The eruption caused the former island to become connected to the mainland due to lava flows. 46. Mount Soufriere eruption. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In April 2021, the Soufriere volcano erupted, leading to the evacuation of thousands. The eruption caused significant ashfall and infrastructural damage. 47. Fuego eruption. Guatemala. In June 2018, Fuego volcano erupted violently, resulting in the deaths of nearly 200 people. The eruption produced fast-moving pyroclastic flows that devastated nearby communities. 48. Mount Sinabung eruption. Indonesia. Mount Sinabung has been erupting intermittently since 2010, with a significant eruption in 2014 that killed at least 16 people. The ongoing activity has displaced thousands. 50. Merapi eruption. Indonesia. In 2010, Mount Merapi erupted, causing the deaths of over 350 people and displacing thousands. The eruption produced pyroclastic flows and ashfall that affected nearby regions. 51. Mount Ontake eruption. Japan. On September 27, 2014, Mount Ontake erupted unexpectedly, killing 63 hikers. It was Japan's deadliest volcanic eruption since 1902. 52. Eyjafjallajökull eruption. Iceland. In April 2010, Eyjafjallajökull erupted, causing massive air travel disruptions across Europe due to ash clouds. The eruption highlighted the impact of volcanic activity on global transportation. 53. Mount Sinabung eruption. Indonesia. Since 2010, Mount Sinabung has experienced intermittent eruptions, with significant activity in 2014 and 2016. The eruptions have led to evacuations and loss of life in surrounding communities. 54. Mount Kelad eruption. Indonesia. In February 2014, Mount Kelad erupted, prompting the evacuation of tens of thousands of residents. The eruption caused ashfall that disrupted air travel and damaged infrastructure. 55. Agung eruption. Indonesia. In late 2017, Mount Agung erupted, leading to the evacuation of over 100,000 people. The eruption caused significant ash emissions, affecting air travel and local agriculture. 56. Mount Taal eruption. Philippines. In January 2020, Taal volcano erupted, prompting the evacuation of thousands. The eruption caused widespread ashfall and disrupted daily life in the region. 57. Mount Nyiragongo eruption. Democratic Republic of Congo. On May 22, 2021, Mount Nyiragongo erupted, causing lava flows that reached the city of Goma. The eruption resulted in the displacement of thousands and significant infrastructural damage. 58. Semeru eruption. Indonesia. In December 2021, Mount Semeru erupted, causing pyroclastic flows and ashfall. The eruption led to casualties and the evacuation of residents in the affected areas. 59. Mount Rong eruption. Indonesia. In 2015, Mount Rong erupted, emitting ash plumes that disrupted air travel in Southeast Asia. The eruption affected tourism and local economies. 60. Mount Shindake eruption. Japan. On May 29, 2015, Mount Shindake erupted, prompting the evacuation of residents from Kuchirabu Island. The eruption produced pyroclastic flows and ash plumes. 61. Soputan eruption. Indonesia. In October 2018, Mount Soputan erupted, sending ash plumes into the sky. The eruption occurred shortly after a devastating earthquake in the region, compounding the disaster's impact. 62. Mount Ulawan eruption. Papua New Guinea. In June 2019, Mount Ulawan erupted, leading to the evacuation of approximately 13,000 people. The eruption produced ash plumes that disrupted air travel. 63. Mount Stromboli eruption. Italy. On July 3, 2019, Mount Stromboli erupted violently, resulting in one fatality and injuring several tourists. The eruption caused fires on the island and prompted evacuations. 64. Mount Anak Krakatoa eruption. Indonesia. In December 2018, Anak Krakatoa erupted, triggering a tsunami that resulted in over 400 deaths. The eruption caused the volcano to lose a significant portion of its height. 65. Mayon Eruption, Philippines. In January 2018, Mount Mayon erupted, leading to the evacuation of thousands. The eruption produced lava flows and ash plumes, affecting air quality and agriculture. 66. Mount Fuego Eruption, Guatemala. In June 2018, Fuego volcano erupted violently, resulting in the deaths of nearly 200 people. The eruption produced fast-moving pyroclastic flows that devastated nearby communities. 67. Mount Kilauea Eruption, Hawaii, USA. In 2018, Kilauea experienced a significant eruption, destroying over 700 homes. The eruption produced extensive lava flows that reshaped the island's landscape. 68. Soufriere Hills Eruption, Montserrat. Beginning in 1995, Soufriere Hills volcano entered an eruptive phase that led to the abandonment of the capital city, Plymouth. The ongoing activity has significantly impacted the island's population and economy. 69. Mount Chayten Eruption, Chile. In May 2008, Chayten volcano erupted for the first time in over 9,000 years, leading to the evacuation of the nearby town. The eruption produced ashfall that affected air travel and local communities. 70. Mount Nabro Eruption, Eritrea. In June 2011, Nabro volcano erupted, producing ash plumes that disrupted air travel in the region. The eruption was the first recorded activity of the volcano in modern history. 71. Grímsvötn Eruption, Iceland. In May 2011, Grímsvötn erupted, causing ash clouds that led to air travel disruptions in Europe. The eruption was Iceland's most powerful in over a century. 72. Mount Puyehue Cordón Eruption, Chile. In June 2011, the Puyehue Cordón volcanic complex erupted, producing ash plumes that affected air travel in the southern hemisphere. The eruption led to evacuations and environmental impacts. 73. Sarychev Peak Eruption, Russia. In June 2009, Sarychev Peak erupted, producing ash plumes visible from space. The eruption impacted air traffic and provided valuable data for volcanic studies. 74. Mount Okmok Eruption, Alaska, USA. In July 2008, Okmok volcano erupted, producing ash plumes that affected air travel in the region. The eruption led to the evacuation of residents from nearby areas. 75. Mount Tavurvia Eruption, Papua New Guinea. In August 2014, Tavurvia erupted, sending ash plumes into the atmosphere. The eruption disrupted air travel and affected local communities. 76. Ontake Eruption, Japan. On September 27, 2014, Mount Ontake erupted unexpectedly, killing 63 hikers. It was Japan's deadliest volcanic eruption since 1902. 77. Calbuco Eruption, Chile. In April 2015, Calbuco volcano erupted for the first time in over 4 decades, leading to evacuations and ashfall that affected air travel and agriculture. 78. Mount Turrialba Eruption, Costa Rica. In 2016, Turrialba volcano experienced eruptions that produced ash plumes, affecting air quality and leading to the temporary closure of the country's main airport. 79. Rincon de la Vieja Eruption, Costa Rica. In June 2021, Rincon de la Vieja erupted, sending ash and steam into the atmosphere. The eruption prompted authorities to issue warnings to residents and tourists. 80. Mount La Cumba Eruption, Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. In January 2020, La Cumba volcano on Fernandina Island erupted, producing lava flows and gas emissions. The eruption posed a threat to the unique wildlife of the Galapagos, though no human populations were directly affected. 81. Shiveluch Eruption, Kamchatka, Russia. In April 2023, Shiveluch volcano erupted, sending ash plumes up to 20 kilometers into the atmosphere. The eruption led to ash fall in nearby communities and disrupted air travel in the region. 82. Luatobi Laki-Laki Eruption, Flores, Indonesia. In October 2024, Mount Luatobi Laki-Laki erupted, resulting in at least 10 fatalities and the evacuation of approximately 10,000 people. The eruption caused significant destruction, including the demolition of homes and schools. Content reference: OI site 0, index equals 0. 83. Mount Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai eruption Tonga on January 15, 2022. Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai erupted, triggering a massive tsunami and sending ash plumes into the stratosphere. The eruption caused significant damage to infrastructure in Tonga and was felt across the Pacific region. Content reference: OI site 1, index equals 1. 84. Mount Fagradalsfjall eruption Iceland in March 2021. Fagradalsfjall volcano erupted after being dormant for about 6,000 years. The eruption attracted numerous tourists and provided valuable data for volcanologists studying volcanic activity in the region. 85. Nyamuragira eruption Democratic Republic of Congo in November 2011. Nyamuragira volcano erupted, producing lava flows that extended over 11 kilometers. The eruption contributed to the ongoing volcanic activity in the Virunga Mountains and impacted local wildlife habitats. 86. Mount Soputan eruption Indonesia in October 2018. Mount Soputan erupted, sending ash plumes up to 4 kilometers into the sky. The eruption prompted authorities to establish a safety exclusion zone and advise residents to wear masks to protect against ash inhalation. 87. Ambae eruption Vanuatu in 2017 and 2018. Ambae volcano experienced multiple eruptions, leading to the evacuation of the entire island's population. The eruptions caused widespread ashfall, contaminating water sources and destroying crops. 88. Mount Shinmoidake eruption Japan in March 2018. Shinmoidake volcano erupted, producing ash plumes and lava flows. The eruption disrupted air travel and led to the evacuation of residents in the affected areas. 89. Agung eruption Bali, Indonesia in November 2017. Mount Agung erupted, causing the evacuation of tens of thousands of people. The eruption resulted in significant ashfall, affecting air travel and local tourism. 90. Mount Kilauea eruption Hawaii, USA in May 2018. Kilauea volcano erupted, leading to the destruction of over 700 homes. The eruption produced extensive lava flows, reshaping the island's landscape and creating new land as lava entered the ocean. 91. Sinabung eruption Indonesia in February 2018. Mount Sinabung erupted explosively, sending ash plumes up to 5 kilometers high. The eruption caused pyroclastic flows and led to the evacuation of residents within a 7-kilometer radius. 92. Mount Merapi eruption Indonesia in June 2020. Mount Merapi erupted, producing ash plumes and pyroclastic flows. The eruption prompted authorities to raise the alert level and evacuate residents living in high-risk areas. 93. Mount Rong eruption Indonesia in July 2015. Mount Rong erupted, emitting ash plumes that disrupted air travel in Southeast Asia. The eruption affected tourism and local economies due to flight cancellations and airport closures. 94. Ontake eruption Japan on September 27, 2014. Mount Ontake erupted unexpectedly, killing 63 hikers. It was Japan's deadliest volcanic eruption since 1902 and highlighted the challenges of predicting sudden volcanic activity. 95. Calbuco eruption Chile in April 2015. Calbuco volcano erupted for the first time in over 4 decades, leading to evacuations and ashfall that affected air travel and agriculture. The eruption produced ash plumes reaching up to 15 kilometers into the atmosphere. 96. Mount Turrialba eruption Costa Rica in September 2016. Turrialba volcano experienced eruptions that produced ash plumes, affecting air quality and leading to the temporary closure of the country's main airport. The eruptions impacted local agriculture due to ashfall. 97. Rincon de la Vieja eruption Costa Rica in June 2021. Rincon de la Vieja erupted, sending ash and steam into the atmosphere. The eruption prompted authorities to issue warnings to residents and tourists, advising them to avoid the area due to potential hazards. 98. Mount La Cumbre eruption, Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. In January 2020, La Cumbre volcano on Fernandina Island erupted, producing lava flows and gas emissions. The eruption posed a threat to the unique wildlife of the Galapagos, though no human populations were directly affected. 99. Shiveluch eruption, Kamchatka, Russia. In April 2023, Shiveluch volcano erupted, sending ash plumes up to 20 kilometers into the atmosphere. The eruption led to ash fall in nearby communities and disrupted air travel in the region. 100. Mount Luatobi Laki-Laki eruption, Flores, Indonesia. In October 2024, Mount Luatobi Laki-Laki erupted, resulting in at least 10 fatalities and the evacuation of approximately 10,000 people. The eruption caused significant destruction, including the demolition of homes and schools.